Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. Today I am doing a quick video on the correct etiquette when visiting first-time parents. This is when you are visiting their first baby, or any baby that they have, but truly first-time parents are very overwhelmed when it comes to having a newborn at their home that they've never had before and they're not used to these things. So I want to give you the best etiquette practices that you can kind of be mindful of when you are going to pay them a visit. Now, I know it's such an exciting time when a newborn comes into this world. We are so excited and awaiting that process the whole pregnancy, whether we're close, immediate family or friends or just acquaintances. And that does play a role in the timeline on which you're going to be visiting that baby. So this is just a little bit that I hope helps you. I have a baby myself. I do only have one, my little baby girl, Willow, and I went through all of this myself. I was that person that didn't want visitors that much in the beginning and was really overwhelmed. So all the advice I'm giving you is stuff that I personally felt when I went through this. Since then, I've had friends that have had children and family members that have had children. So I'm able to kind of see it from both sides here. We're gonna start off by saying, allow them to come to you with a time frame, give them time. I think the most difficult for people is the ones that are siblings and the grandparents of that new baby, because they're so excited and they do somewhat feel entitled to seeing them early. Of course, they want to meet them and they have been there every step of the way as well, but do keep in mind that there are factors that play a role in that. If you or anybody in your household is sick or ill, that is going to obviously delay you seeing that child. That goes right into the next step I'm going to discuss. But before we get there, I just do want to say, allow these parents, based on like who you are in the family, whether it be a few weeks, few days, few months. Sometimes people need months to recover to a point where they're like, okay, with a ton of company. I know my house, for example, is not necessarily built to accommodate company constantly. And I know I was really overwhelmed when I first had my daughter, realizing all these people that obviously wanted to meet her. And yes, so excited that they want to meet my child, but also not so excited that they all had to come here to do so. With COVID regulations and things like that, I was not allowed to have visitors come to the hospital and they all had to come to my house. So it was quite an interesting experience, and it's interesting for every single new parent. Hi everybody, this is my daughter Willow. She was hiding on the other side of the door in the room and wanted to be a part of the video. So can you say hi? As I was saying, if you are sick, just reschedule. I mean, you never really know. The level of sickness that you may have may not seem like a lot to you, but could get them really, really ill. So you just have to be so mindful of that. That is one of the scariest things about having visitors or anybody visit your child. And with that, whether you're sick, whether you're not sick, whatever the case may be, wash your hands before you are touching or holding the baby. Next thing that I want to talk about is when you are there, be mindful to ask the mom and dad how they're doing and keep the subject about them and their new baby. Don't make it about you. You know, don't make them feel like their whole identity is only the child either, because obviously you're there to visit that child and you're excited for them. But I think a lot of changing into parenthood gets the parents, specifically the mothers, their identity becomes null. Like it just kind of disappears for a little while. And I think it's important to kind of remind them, hey, like you are your own person. Let me ask you about you. When you do go and visit them, don't come empty-handed, whether it's making them a homemade meal, bringing them something from the store like milk, fruit, vegetables, a platter, flowers or chocolates, something you can bring to kind of like make your entrance be not just meaningful, but also worth the trip. Our parents are really hard to want to get out of the house and go to the store when they first have kids. So it's important that we have a village to help with that. Along with that, ask them if they need anything prior to coming. So you may have gotten them a gift, you may have made them a meal, but if they need something, ask. Even if it's a pack of diapers or a pack of wipes, it can be very helpful. While you're there, don't give unsolicited advice unless asked upon. It is overwhelming when you're in the hospital being overloaded with all sorts of advice, and the last thing they are wanting or looking for most times is advice from you. And it doesn't matter how many kids you've had, how much experience you've had, or who you are in the standing of the family, just try to refrain yourself. This is another one that I'm surprised at how many people didn't know this, but no flash photography. Do not use flash on your phone when taking pictures of the baby. You can take pictures without the flash. The flash really harms their eyes. And going along with pictures, make sure you ask the family if it is okay to post those photos of their child on social media. Okay, the very final piece of advice I'm gonna give you is don't stay too long. Notice the signs when there is a time to leave, which is basically if the baby is starting to fall asleep, if they're getting tired, if they're saying any comments about how, oh, I think it's time for baby to this or that, maybe it is a cue for you to go. It's okay if it's only a 30-minute visit. It's okay if it's a little while. Just kind of know they're really tired, and newborns have a routine of every couple hours. They have stuff that they need to get done, a lot of resting. And if the baby's starting to fall asleep, that is the time that the parents can finally relax. And what we were finding is that we would have company come over and Willow would finally fall asleep. She'd be sleeping the whole time we'd have company visiting, and then by the time they left, she was up, so I had no time to relax. So notice the signs and don't stay too long. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful to some extent. I wanted to make a video on this for so long, and finally I was able to execute it. So thank you for listening, and put in the comments down below if you can think of anything else that you might add to the etiquette of visiting first-time parents. I hope you have a beautiful day. I upload a new video every Monday and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So as always, stay sassy. Bye guys.